Okay, so
Rakhey,
uh,
adik mami,
Da.
कोणते noise करते आता?
okay, somebody is talking, so let them finish first.
Da. Last one.
Okay, friends. So today we are going to talk about employer branding. In today's competitive job market, it is something very crucial. And again, employer branding, while we are all aware of it, not many of us are working on it consciously. So when Mr. Dhwani Mehta of Opportune, he told me to do this session. First of all, I was a little bit surprised because I'm not HR guy per se. But then he said it is more about branding and how we can learn the tips and techniques that marketers use, and perhaps then HR people can use it in their own work. So I like the idea, and here I am. And so, first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Mehta and Opportune for calling me here. Though I am on the advisory board of Opportune, and we keep doing a lot of work together. But still, it's an honor to be here on this platform talking to all you guys. So first, like I said, most of us not are not doing it consciously, but the truth is, and that's very important, which all marketers understand, is branding happens. Whether we do something about it or we don't do about it, but branding happens. Because what is a brand? What is a brand? A brand is basically sum total of all the perceptions, all the information, all the experiences that people have heard about it, heard about us, or they know us for. So whether we do branding or not, people always have some perception about us. So that's why branding becomes so much more important. Question is, why do branding? And the answer to that is, people have their own perceptions, and many people, they will create their different perceptions in their mind about our company, our brands. So what happens when we consciously design our branding campaigns? Then we tell people who we are, what we want to do, and what what specifically they should focus on when they are interacting with us. So that's why branding becomes so much more important. Now, there are some more things about branding. We do branding so that more and more people know us, number one, so that we get leads, more and more customers come to us. But even more important than that is, we do branding exercise in the marketing world so that we get qualified leads. Please understand this. This is very important. We don't want everyone to come and be our customer, because not the whole world can be my customer. We do branding so that we get qualified leads, where in fact we discourage many people not to buy our brands, because our products, because that may not be good for them, and then they won't get the benefits out of it, and then they will go out and they will talk about it. So we want the best people, best customers, who are suited for our products to come to us. And I think that's very important to understand. That's very important to understand.
Interview. I'm not scared. So, just want to explain what I know.
Now, and that's why the branding is so much important, because now understand, while we are talking into this platform, there is a clutter. While I am talking, other people are also talking. So there is always a distraction. There is always a distraction. So the brand must keep on telling people who they are. They must be present all the time, so that they can be heard. They can be heard over the distraction. So we marketers, we do very conscious work on branding. And today I would like to share some of the lessons with you so that you can adopt it in your HR work. So same thing, why we do employer branding? So that employees have a perception about us, but we want a particular perception. Because as a company, we do so many things, good things, which employees and potential employees may not know about at all. We want them to focus on those aspects where we are good at. And we want only particular kind of employees to come to us, qualified. We want better talent. Better talent doesn't mean the best talent. Better talent means talent which is suitable to our needs, our strategies. So let's dive into it today, friends. I have done a lot of work and I want to share some original stuff with you. Uh, Even if you have learned something about employer branding, I think some of the stuff that I will share with you will add value to what you already know. So, so let us get into some of the details of employer branding. One minute, give me a minute so that I can show you. One minute. Give me a minute, please.
Sure, sir.
Oh no.
Sir, you are on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I think when I go to make a presentation, it goes on mute. I don't know why this is so. So what we will do is we will uh, work without the presentation. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so I'll stop sharing. Uh, so what happens when it comes to branding? There are some levels to branding. For example, we create a very detailed map, like and what I will do, friends, I will share the presentation with Jagrati, and then she can share it with you later on, so you know what we are talking about. But branding there are many levels. First of all, is the physical attributes. Any brand, any product has some physical attributes. Then some benefits, uh, emotional benefits. Then a company has certain values, and most important is there is certain essence of a company or a brand. So we work on all these factors. We work on all these factors. When we talk about, say, a product, we show people the physical attributes. We tell them what are the functional benefits. We tell them what are the emotional benefits. We tell them what the company stands for. We tell them if you use this product, what good will happen in your life. Okay, so we create something called a brand chart, for example. In the same way, when it comes to employer branding, what we create is called employee value proposition. Please understand this. Employee value proposition. Like when we say, when you use a brand, what benefits you will get in your life. In the same way, we tell employees, if you use, if you choose my company, what benefits will you get? Correct? How your life will get better. And now, and now. So there are many levels of employee value proposition also. Number one. Number one is compensation and benefits. We all know it. So what I will do here is, for the sake of simplicity, let us assume that compensation is almost same for various competitors, for various companies. And when we go to the marketplace, it's almost equal, almost in the same range. There is a range, but in the same range, uh, most company offer uh, certain benchmark salaries. So what makes the difference if the salary is almost equal? The number two thing comes in the employee value proposition is work culture. Now please understand. Like we do in brands and products, we always think, okay, if I use this product, what good will happen to my life? But in terms of employer branding, it is even more crucial, because somebody is somebody is spending about 8 to 10 hours every day in that company. People want to know what are the physical attributes. For example, that's why what kind of office you have got makes a difference. Make a difference. Uh, Let me tell you, I have seen some very senior people not joining certain organization because their washrooms were not clean. Were not clean. We may think this is a very minor issue, but this is a major issue for people, many people. Okay. So physical attributes are there also. Compensation and benefits is the first thing. Then comes the work culture. Now, when we say work culture, many people think about engagement activities, but it is much more than that. Work culture means what kind of work philosophy a company has. On one level, there are companies which are very process oriented, result oriented. On the other end, there are companies which are very uh, human in nature. They they want people who treat each other like human beings. So they give a lot of lot of importance to activities where they can grow as human beings, or they are flexible in many terms. So I think we have to see on this continuum, result oriented, process oriented to human companies. And I think there are all kinds of companies. So we have to define where we fit in. It's very important to understand. Okay. Number three. Number three thing is uh, the role of the person in the company. When somebody comes into the company, they see what my role is. And why I am putting it into employer branding is many companies, they don't have a clarity on it. They call people in, but they don't know. People don't know what is their role in the bigger picture. They know my role is this. Role doesn't mean your designation. Role doesn't mean your job. Role means the company has certain objectives. Company is going into certain directions. And what role you play in that bigger game. I think an employee want to understand that. So all employers, they must work on that part of it, the role of the employee. If it is well defined, well designed, well communicated, then the person, the employee, they feel connected with the company. The fourth level, where again we are talking about the employee value, because employee here is like a customer. He is going to choose whether he or she would join your company. So here the next thing is empowerment factor. Now I think this is something which I am putting into this uh, very originally. I have seen many uh, videos and documents on EVP, and there is something which everybody talks about. They try to express it, but they are not. But these things are not factored into the EVPs, the models, and that thing is empowerment factor. What company provides? Please understand. Listen very carefully. What company provides, which helps the employee to do his best. And I will give you an example. Every employee has certain skill set, certain competence, but at the same time, he or she has some limitations. So in company A, when he will go, he will do some moderate work up to his skill level. But there could be a company B, which is more open, where other people jumps in to help him out, or these people have some models, templates, which help the person do work better. And so in company B, this person will excel with the same skill set. So company templates, the BCG, Boston, their employees do well. And in the same way, all companies can have their own models. In fact, I have created some models for some companies myself. So it is not like that only big companies have these models. Even smaller groups can have their own models and templates, which are unique. And I think that uniqueness helps an employee shine. And they should go into employee value proposition. The fifth and last thing is a sense of purpose. People want to have a sense of purpose that what they are doing is making a difference. They are not just doing a job. They are not just coming every day, sitting on a table, a computer, and doing some work. They want to feel that whatever they are doing is making a difference. So, so I think That's where the employer branding has another factor where we have to tell employees why it matters. Whatever you do, why it matters. And we have to tell, if in other companies you go, you might be doing a job, but if you come to me, come to us, you will be doing something which will make a difference. So compensation and benefits, they are a given that has to be there. But then work culture, what kind of the work culture we have, we must define it well and express it well. We have to tell employees the growth opportunities. That is number three, growth opportunities. So all the employees in their head before they join, they calculate or they envision, if I join this company, how is this going to help me later on in my career? Number one. Secondly, they want to see if there are enough number of growth opportunities inside the company. So they are not coming just for some salaries. They are coming so that they can make their future better. I think let us understand this. Okay. And they want to have a sense of purpose, a sense of pride. So this creates an EVP, employee value proposition. So like in marketing, we talk about USP. Here it is employee value proposition. Hello. Yep. So can you hear me? I don't know, something happens.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yep. So next thing is, so first thing is creating a EVP, very sharp EVP. And how to create that EVP? You know, there are 4 or 5 things here in the EVP. And how to create that EVP is very simple. Go talk to your employees. In the first place, why they joined this company rather than other company. We will get a lot of information from them. Talk to them, especially from people who are working for a long time. What is the sticking point? What is the glue that keeps them here rather than going to some other company? For example, there are people who are working for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years in the company. So they can give us a sense what is working for us. So when we want to create EVP and employer branding campaigns, let us see what is working for us. This is point number 2. So do a workshop, do a proper workshop. Let all your people sit there and ask them, number 1. Number 2, ask them, when they talk to other people, what they tell about our company. For example, somebody would say, hey, we are like a family. In some company, people will say we are like a family. In some other company, people will say, you know what, we do things on a scale. In some third company, but if there is a crisis, company comes forward and help me. Or somebody will say, hey, in my company, we always use cutting edge technology. So we will find out when we talk to our employees and understand what they tell others, because that is the true thing why people are working with us. Okay. Now I will tell you about different touch points, because when we talk about employer branding, most of the times people talk about social media. Uh, you must have seen that I haven't touched upon social media still yet, because there are two parts to employer branding. First is the brand itself, the value itself, and the second is expression of that value and communication of that value. My point of view is, first, the value, employee value should be well defined, and only then it will work for us. to communicate it to outsiders. So this is the first part. Now, number two is many people again they think about branding as something which is done on a mass level, social media, advertising, and things like that. But let me tell you one little secret. Uh, in marketing, only mass marketing never works. Never works. There are always uh, campaigns which are going on where we are engaging the dealers, we are engaging distributors, we are engaging consumers. So it's never just one umbrella TV campaign that is working for us. It has a value. It has to be there. But at the same time, we have many other campaigns which are going on. For example, even if I would talk about something like Fevicol, some of the most creative work advertising has been done on Fevicol, and everybody knows it. But at the same time, the company would also do many conferences, many meetups where painters will come, where painters come, and they train them and they help them to work better. Dealers will come. They tell them about new technology, new painting technology, things like that. So there are various levels of branding and marketing. Please understand. So don't get into a myth that uh, employer branding is happening only on social media. Number one. So here in employer branding, I would say there are 5 touch points at least which are important. So number one is the current employees because we have to retain them. Employer branding does that. Okay. We have to continuously tell them that there is something good happening in the company. We have to continuously tell them that the company is growing. We have to tell them in what way company is doing things for them. They should feel that they are growing, and they are growing more than what their friends are doing in other companies. So this is one part of current employees. Number two is past employees. I think past employees uh, many times they are more in numbers than the current employees because for years there were people who were working here and they go out and they talk about us, what kind of company we are. So we should also focus on them. Number three, we have to see that when it comes to employment, the headhunters, recruiters, consultants, they also play an important role. They play a very important role, and because the people go to them, all the candidates who come to us for interview, they go and tell them what kind of treatment they got. Past employees, when they want to get a new job, they go to them. So they are like influencers. Let me put it in marketing terms. They are influencers, and we have to do employer branding campaign focus on them also. Then the candidates who come to us, they are important. Candidates who come for
Fine.
who, who,
उधर जाना है फिर अपने को लुइस वाड़ी पे जाना है लूना से मतलब
okay. Can we mute other people? Is there a way here?
I have
Yeah.
already muted them, sir. Yes, I have muted them.
Yeah. So candidates who are coming for interviews, what kind of experience they get, that's important. And finally, the public at large who watch us on social media and make some perceptions about us. So we have to touch all these people. We have to touch all these people in some form. I will give you some examples. For example, for current employees, we can have a newsletter where they come to know that what new things are happening in the company. Okay, what new initiatives are being taken by the company. Where they know many companies they create various kind of clubs. They make recreationary groups and many other facilities. These newsletters will tell employees what is happening, so it is updating them all the time. This is important. Number two, we can encourage our current employees to write reviews on Glassdoor, Google reviews, and other such sites. We can celebrate uh, achievements of our employees, not just on the job, but for example, if somebody is a dancer and they have done an arangetram, we can talk about it on social media and in our newsletters. So always focus beyond the job. Number one. So this is about the current employees. Also, give current employees some documents where they know what to talk about the company, because if there are 100 people and they all talk differently, then we don't create a sharp employer brand. But if people have information in their hand, certain FAQs, then they can uh, communicate to other people better. When it comes to past employees, people understand their importance. Some companies they even create WhatsApp group for past employees. You can do an alumni meet for the past employees. So many people they are worried that past employees and current employees should not mingle with each other. But an alumni meet with only the past employees and the business owners and HR people, it can help a lot. It can help a lot in bonding them with the company. It helps us in learning what's happening outside our company, what's happening in our domain, our industry. So that helps. And again, we can encourage them to write reviews on various social media sites. So that helps our employer. Number three, all the consultants, again, consultants, recruiters, we can also keep in touch with them, send them newsletters, call them for some mastermind sessions where they tell us how the employment market is changing, what are the expectations of employees nowadays. So keeping in touch with them, understanding them, their point of view will also help us create a better employer brand, because not many people do it. And if we do it, they understand that we are serious about the employment part of it. And keep on putting development that's happening in the company. I think that is one very important aspect. If we go through all the researches that's happening worldwide, employees there is a very good dichotomy here. Many employers they think that skill building and growth is an employee's responsibility. They should keep on uh, they should keep on growing themselves. They should invest in themselves. On the other hand, most employees they think the company should do it. And I think if you are doing uh, good work on learning and development, show it to potential clients. They, 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 they want to learn, they want to grow, and So don't think that it is something internal. If you do a celebration, Diwali celebration or Eid celebration, or you have annual days, show it on the social media, because many prospective mm, employees are following us and they are watching us. So it will help us. At the same time, it will also help us in influencing the influencers, the consultants. It also helps with clients, because when we do this, the other stakeholders, they get confident. They get the confidence to refer to other people. They think, oh, this is a good company and I can send somebody to them. Few other things which companies do, and I would like to share with you. Even if you are hiring through referrals, companies do job postings on LinkedIn for two things. One is they keep creating their pipelines for the future, number one. And people when they see our job postings regularly, they think, oh, things are happening in this company. This company is dynamic. This company is growing. It's the perception is also important. So I think that is one part which many companies do. I know a company which goes to the extent of putting Times of India ad for hiring, just for making people aware that they are growing and more people are being hired. But today we don't have to invest that kind of money on LinkedIn. We can always keep on putting some job postings. So that is important. So I think this sums up a lot of things in social media. So the thing is, regular postings. Number two, celebrate employees. Number three, and which I think is important to underline, is keep talking about your EVP, employee value proposition, in some form or the other. Here, the most important thing is uh, the sense of purpose. So if you do some social service, always put it there. If if there are employees who have done wonderfully well, always put it on social media. If there are stories where the employees say that I couldn't have done it myself, but my team came with me, the empowerment factor, then always show it up. Number four, I would say, and that's very interesting. Create some events. Create some create some events. I would say some industry events where outsiders come, where potential employees come, and they interact with us. They interact with us. So, for example, we can do a workshop which is open to all, which is open to all. So then people will come. They will see what kind of work we do, how we organize, how we organize, how we organize a workshop, etc. And that will help. Comes to my mind is one event done by one of my client in Pune. They did a hiring. They did a hiring on in a very different way, very creative way. They are an advertising agency, so yes, they went little bit wild, but it was very interesting. Uh, they did the hiring in a pub. They did the hiring in a pub. They called everybody, whoever registered. They they selected some people and they called them in a pub, and the whole agency team was there. So on different tables, different people sat together. The candidates came, so everyone was having beer. Those who were teetotalers were having tea, and the whole interviews happened in such an informal way. People still talk about it. People still talk about it. It was written about in newspapers, magazines, which gave them very good branding. So, for example, now again, they want to be known as a creative agency, and they did something which was very creative. What I'm not suggesting that everyone should do it in a pub, but if your company do some social service, what's the harm in engaging other people in your social work? Because then those candidates will come, they will see what kind of people you are, how likable you are, how well you organize things. They will get a first-hand experience of who you are. Another thing which I think is important is creating some unique systems. Like I said, I have also created something, and one example comes from Opportune itself, where Opportune has an induction program, Empower 18. In Empower 18, we say that the first 18 months are the most important for any fresher to start their career, because these 18 months decide what kind of career they will have in later life. So this Empower 18 has uh, has certain workshops, certain training programs, mentoring by seniors, and that all that all helps. When when you go for a campus, these kind of properties helps. So I would sum up by saying, first of all, create EVP, employee value proposition, very sharp EVP. So if your compensation and benefits are not great, you can focus on work culture. You can focus on the growth opportunities, or you can focus on how other people help you do better in my company, or how my systems help you do excellent work, the empowerment factor, and the purpose, in what way you are making a difference. So create a very sharp, very sharp EVP. I will also tell you to add one more thing here, and which is about hiring strategy. Again, the hiring strategy could be very different. Some companies, they say we hire only from IIMs or A-League colleges, but there are, at the same time, there are companies who say we hire only from small colleges. They go to B towns and they hire people from there. Some people, they say we only hire people who are not doing excellent in uh, their academics, but who were very active in various sales in their colleges, entrepreneur sales, culture sales. So it also, our employer branding also depends on what kind of hiring strategy we have. So also define that well. So my point today is, when we are talking about employer branding, focus more on EVP first, because most of the companies are lacking there. Once you have a clear cut EVP, share that with your current employees, share this with your partners, share it with your past employees, start a newsletter, talk and let everyone know what you do. And social media, be on social media and highlight your EVP regularly through pictures, through videos, and through blog posts. But another thing. So you understand that employer branding is not just an HR's job. Employer branding is so HR should to everyone. When somebody asks about your company, what do we have to talk? I think so. It is a very conscious approach to employer branding, and I hope you can use some of these things. We couldn't see some videos that I wanted to show you. We couldn't see some pictures, but still, I'm sure you got the essence of it. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, I am here to answer them all.
Okay. Thank you so much, Puneet sir, for this wonderful session. Actually, this is a very informative session, and I hope our participants has also gained a lot of knowledge out of it. Also, would like to thank you all our participants and their time and participation. So, anybody has any question, please feel free to ask, or you can drop your message to chat box as well. Okay, Sangam has said, can you share us the PPTs and videos? Sure, Sangam, we can share it with you.
Sure, we'll do that.
Last participation.
Hello.
You can ask him for questions.
Is there a question?
No, sir, no questions as of now. Very informative session. Looking forward to have some more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Puneet
sir.
sir, for this wonderful session. We could learn so many things from here, and we also look forward similar sessions from you.
Thank you so much. I hope you.
This is Jalaja Krishna from Reliance Foundation.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Then should we pause
I
here?
have shared my details on chat. So if anybody has not registered, so kindly share your email details to my WhatsApp number, and you can mark an email to my email ID. Puneet sir, I think we don't have any questions. Definitely, we can
Okay.
coordinate further if anything I can get it from
Great.
them. Thank you so much, sir.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so.
Everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.